So it's all set up here for what should be a fine game of football. Barcelona in their classic red and blue, albeit in the form of a chess set now, attacking the goal to our right. Betis in there, likewise classic colours of green and white stripes, will be attacking the goal to our left. And they seem to be lining up both teams in a kind of 4-3-3 formation. We'll keep an eye on that, but that's the formations both teams used last week in their league debuts. Barcelona, of course, losing in San Mamés. Betis also defeated at home to Valladolid, who continued their good run yesterday by drawing in the Bernabeu. We're underway. Barcelona have the ball on the far side with Jordi Alba and Clément Lenglet on the ball. Now Piqué will pass it back to fellow centre-half, the Frenchman Lenglet, who pumps it out to the left-hand side. At the moment, we've got Perez on the right, Rafinha on the left of the attacking trio. As the ball picked up by De Jong. Ball down the left-hand side, looking for Griezmann. He's going to be beaten to it by Bartra. Bartra's name, when it was announced earlier on, got a good round of applause, as did Christian Tello. Always a big fan of that myself. I just think, unless a player is left in really dubious circumstances or under a cloud, as they say, then he's probably given you lots of moments of joy. Betis pick up the ball on this near side. Well won, almost well won back by Carlos Perez, but unable to get away from Pedraza. Sydney now might get the odd boo, being an ex-Espanyol player. Piqué wins it in the air, as we say every week. Every ball that goes anywhere near Piqué in the air, it's going to be his. Barça triangle in the midfield now. Carlos Perez ball, and almost picked up by Canales, but quick cover indeed from Jordi Alba. Now the ball up on the far side with Rafinha. Back it'll go to Lenglet. Now Gerard Piqué. 500 games. Now he'll be chasing after Busquets and Valdez, are the next names on the record appearances. Griezmann on the ball. Out to the left to Rafinha. Returns it to the Frenchman. Nice 1-2 in between the pair of them. Broken up in the end. And the ball comes off for a throw-in to Betis. It was Canales on defensive duties there. Canales, he's been around, hasn't he? What team hasn't he played for? Well, I mean, I might be exaggerating, but certainly Real Madrid, Valencia, Real Sociedad. And I don't know, he's just one of those players that you always feel he's never quite settled, never quite gone as far as he could from those early days in Racing Santander. Back to the action. It's now Lenglet out to the left-hand side. Jordi Alba on the halfway line. Sergio Roberto had made a run. The ball goes to Rafinha. Rafinha was certainly moving with a lot of confidence there. Just got nibbled at. And it'll be a free kick in favour of Barcelona. Long ball down to Carlos Perez. Unable to make any headway. Betis clear it. It'll come straight back at them though. Now Griezmann. Out to Alba. Rafinha, a little bit of space on the edge of the box. Plays it in. Griezmann, the target, didn't reach him. Ball cut out, but he does do well to win it back. Now Jordi Alba into the box. Rafinha's shot is blocked. It's collected by Dani Martin. But some electric work down the left. And Griezmann recovering the ball to get that move going, and Barcelona with the first moment of danger in the Betis penalty area. The ball with Sydney. Sydney out to Pedraza. Back to Sydney. Now Dani Martin, just 21 years of age, the Betis goalkeeper, came on as a sub last week when Joel was sent off. Only his second ever league game, or La Liga game, should we say. Ball goes off for a throw in there. Piqué claiming it should have been the other way. But I think the referee initially gave it the wrong way. Indeed, it is a Barcelona throw-in. To be taken by Semedo, flicked on by Perez. Sydney A little bit too much power in that pass. Goes out for another throw, and this time up by the halfway line. Back he'll go to Gerard Piqué. Now first touch for Ter Stegen. 2 touches. Ball out to Longley. Alba. It was a good run by Rafinha. The ball going back to Longley. Now Gerard Piqué. Semedo inside the Betis half. Plays the 1-2 with Roberto. Now good combination with Griezmann. Roberto plays it, maybe puts a little bit too much on it. Can Rafinha keep it in at the far side? He can. Spotted here by Jordi Alba, just on the edge of the penalty area. The ball just headed away there by Bartra, but only as far as Longley. And Piqué will start. Barca attacking again. Lovely crossfield ball. He loves those, doesn't he? To Jordi Alba. Alba goes down in the area. I don't think he was really claiming anything there. Just kind of ran into Emerson. Now Griezmann. On to Carlos Perez. Drops off for Semedo. Back to Griezmann, a very active Griezmann in the opening 5 minutes. Perez inside the penalty area, driving forward. Ball to De Jong. Oh, and Roberto just closed down. Could De Jong have shot there? I think that's what the fans seem to be saying. There's a little murmur going around, why didn't you shoot? But some good work so far from Barcelona on both flanks. And got the crowd well behind them. Perez now on the attack again. Little foot in from Pedraza, but Griezmann shoots! Oh, and it's just wide. Took a deflection, it'll be a corner. That came off the boot of Sydney. So first corner of the game in favour of FCB. A couple of good driving runs by Carlos Perez on the right. And as I said, Rafinha's looking as sharp as he did last week. Good start by Barcelona. First corner now. Rafinha swings it in. Not to anyone in particular. The ball easily dealt with, but it'll be picked up by Sergio Roberto. Back it goes just to Semedo on the halfway line. Now Busquets. And Barca will rebuild the ball with Longley. Piqué. Carlos Perez definitely stretching the back four here of Betis. Perez on the right, Rafinha on the left. It's Rafinha on the ball now. Good combination with Griezmann and Alba. Griezmann driving forward. Rafinha, lovely back heel to Alba. Into the box to Jong. Rafinha can't quite get there. Pedraza is there again, the Betis number 6, but they've given it away. Can Griezmann get there? Just a little back heel there, but flag had gone up. But I tell you, some great combinations so far, and some of the Barca fans applauding there because they're seeing some really good football. It's only 7 minutes on the clock. Betis really are pegged back here. Canales then in midfield for the Andalusians, and back he'll go to Sydney. Sydney to Sergio Canales. Now out to Pedraza. A couple of important blocks by Pedraza. And then William Carvalho, Sydney, Canales. First real set of passes here from the green and white, but the ball lost by Guardado. De Jong, Rafinha. Longley, back to Piqué. There's real speed in Barcelona's movements. Perez to Roberto. Roberto closed down by 2 and unable to keep the ball in play. Sergio Roberto felt it might have come off a green and white boot, but it doesn't. It's a throw-in on the edge of the Betis penalty area in favour of the visitors. Longley won this one in the air, and Busquets gives it to Rafinha. Back to Longley. De Jong making the move out to the left. Rafinha picks up in the middle, drops off for Piqué. Now down the right to Carlos Perez. Griezmann to Semedo. Back into Griezmann. And let it run. Betis able to pick it up this time. Carvalho. Challenged by Griezmann, goes down a little bit awkward, but play continues. Emerson drilling the ball into the centre here. Now Lawrence passes a poor one, and Betis unable to make anything of it, but they do get a throw in as Ter Stegen plays the ball out towards the corner flag on the far side. More than a throw in, it'll be just a little bit of a breather for Betis. Really have been made to chase Barcelona in the opening 10 minutes here. And it is a very humid August evening in Barcelona. It really is a beautiful city. I'm not going to deny that, but it's just, if you live here July and August, it's hot. And some like it hot. Barça on the ball now with Semedo. Back he'll go to Piqué. Piqué gives Ter Stegen another touch. And he plays it out. Ter Stegen, classic, receive, control, give. And Alba back into long lane. Pedraza leaving Carlos Perez in plenty of space on this near side. Surely the ball will come to him as Piqué drives forward. Griezmann gives it to Perez. Sergio Roberto making a good run. It'll be dropped off short for Griezmann, who's played, a wonderful ball over to Jordi Alba. Well brought down by Alba as well. Alba combining with Rafinha. Rafinha jigging around on the edge of the area to Griezmann. Griezmann's first touch lets him down, but he recovers and gives the ball to Semedo. Semedo now down the right-hand side. That should be kept in. Indeed it is. Good work by Carlos Perez, and Piqué leading the applause there for Perez. Perez and Rafinha. Also Griezmann gives you an average age of 25. It's Barcelona, although there are some over 30s on the field, just feels very young. Great pace to this game in the opening minutes as Barca move the ball down the right again. It's Carlos Perez. Back to Semedo. Now Piqué, everybody except Ter Stegen in the Betis half. Long lay. Up to Alba. Alba will play this one in. Hooks it in, then the head. Oh, it was just a little bit behind Sergio Roberto. He got there, and the effort is applauded, but really couldn't get behind that ball. And the header into the hands of Dani Martin, who rolls it out to Sydney. Back he'll go to the keeper. Signed from Sporting Iran. Now Pedraza with Carvalho. Fekir. Someone signing from Lyon, combining with Carvalho. Ball played forward. Semedo gets there ahead of Ter Stegen and plays himself out of trouble neatly there. The ball to Roberto, who drops off Carlos Perez into Busquets. Busquets touches the ball on for De Jong. Then Rafinha on the edge of the penalty area. Griezmann shoots. Oh, and well, not too difficult to save for Dani Martin, but he had to get down. That would be his first save of the evening. The ball with Bartra. Just stepping forward, plays it to Fekir, beaten to the ball by Longley. Then De Jong. To Roberto. Busquets out to Rafinha. Inside the penalty area. Drops the ball off for Alba. Griezmann back to Alba, and just unable to get on the end of it, but it was a good move again. And what we're seeing here from Barcelona so far is lots of good communication, good interplay between them. And when you think that there's some new faces out there, it's a very promising start for FCB. Goal kick. Short to Sydney. Out to Pedraza. Carvalho. Bit clumsy there, gets away with it. But Piqué was tight on Loren. And he slipped. Oh, and ball's been given away there, picked up by Canales. Now Loren through to Fekir, who shoots. Oh, he scored! Betis have scored in their first attack of the game. 14 minutes in. An incredible breakaway there, because it's been all Barcelona. We're coming up to 15 minutes on the clock, and Nabil Fekir has scored Betis' second goal of the season. And obviously cheers from the away section to our right, but also little pockets of Betis fans all around the stadium now. A well-supported club. The ball given away in midfield by Busquets. The pass to Canales. And then it was a good combination of Loren and Fekir. Loren's ball through to Fekir. Alba trying to get over there, and Ter Stegen, well, it was right in the corner. Don't think you can say too much about the goalkeeper's part in that goal, because it was a well-struck shot by Fekir, and the scoreline with 15 minutes on the clock is Barcelona 0, Betis 1. Piqué to Longley. And to Alba. Alba to Rafinha. Little test here for Barcelona. Very bright start indeed. And Betis with their first real foray forward. Open the scoring here. Alba combining with De Jong. Griezmann had made a run, might have been offside, so De Jong plays with Jordi Alba. Back to the Dutch midfielder, now Piqué. Good run by Semedo. Semedo will win a corner. Ball coming off Pedraza. Second corner of the game in favour of FCB. This one on the right-hand side as we look at goal. Two centre-halves coming forward alongside Busquets. Played short by Perez to Roberto. Out to Semedo. Back to Carlos Perez. Hooks the ball in. Piqué was almost on the end of that one. Headed away from him by ex-teammate Bartra. It'll be a third corner though. Bartra defending Piqué on that occasion. Rafinha will throw this one in. Looking for Longley. The ball headed back in, but it'll go out for a goal kick. Well, Canales given the ball in midfield for that goal. Did well to find Loren, and it was a perfect assist from Loren Moron. Fekir gets his first league goal for the green and whites. Barça on the attack again. Ball played into the penalty area. It'll come off for another corner. Again on the right-hand side. Carlos Perez showing the confidence to claim the ball. Plays it in, swings it in towards De Jong, just unable to head it back, but he does get control of it, gives it to Rafinha. Rafinha, back to Alba. Two centre-halves are still up. I think get the ball in, De Jong. Playing it back to Alba. Now Busquets, and there comes a point when the attack breaks down and the two centre-halves realising they have to go back. And the ball goes back to Busquets. Now to Jordi Alba on the left. Rafinha still wide on the left, as is Perez on the right. Brings the ball down well. Good showing so far from the Barcelona 27 as he plays it back to Busquets. Busquets with a little drag back. Roberto to Piqué. Now Longley. Everybody pouring forward for Barca here. Alba drills in. Griezmann let him run. Carlos Perez almost on the end of it. Again, it was Pedraza with the clearance. Busquets loses the ball in midfield, but Rafinha picks it up, gives it to Alba, who plays it into the box once again. It's the Betis number 6 with the clearance, but Barca will build again. De Jong out to Alba, gets it back from Alba, and now Busquets will find Piqué. Semedo on the right. 1-2 there with Carlos Perez, and the ball goes back to the centre half. 20 minutes gone in the Camp Nou. It's Barca 0, Betis 1. Ball into the area, it's headed back, picked up by Tello. Now Canales on the halfway line, looking to get around Longley. Longley recovers well though. Applause there for the Frenchman. Barca bringing forward with Perez and Semedo inside to Roberto. Nelson Semedo once more. Out to Alba. De Jong. De Jong 1-2s with Rafinha. Back he'll go to Piqué. And Semedo. Perez. Back to Semedo. And De Jong out to Alba. It's a real green and white wall on the edge of the penalty area. Canal is helping out there. They've lost it. De Jong to Alba. Alba Busquets. And Piqué. Good run by Semedo. Just overhit by the Barcelona centre-half, so it'll be a goal kick. But applause from the majority of the fans there. Betis, led by Rubi, who's managed a fair few teams, 13 of them altogether. Last season was at Espanyol, and he's not really enjoyed his duels in terms of managerial with Valverde, and never beaten him. In fact, he's lost to him 3 different teams so far. But leading 1-0 as we reach the halfway mark in the first half. Rafinha. It's Longley alongside him, Gerard Piqué. Piqué with a classic crossfield ball, but this one headed away by Emerson. De Jong climbing on Canales, play continues. Barca recover the ball. Griezmann out to Carlos Perez. The applause there for Antoine. Now Perez drills. He's taking people on there. That certainly felt like a corner. First whistles of disagreement with the referee in trio, or should we say quartet. The referee this evening, Gonzalez, with Martinez Munuera, the VAR man. Canales beaten to the ball by Alba. Lay avoids the pass back. That would have been cut out by Loren. Now De Jong. Outside him is Rafinha. Rafinha receives. Emerson ahead of him. Back to Griezmann. Alba. Rafinha. Alba into De Jong. And Griezmann. Busquets brings in Piqué. Perez to Semedo. Perez. A little bit of space now to approach the edge of the penalty area. Inside it, drills it in. Griezmann unable to control the pass. There was a lot of power on it. And now Betis unable to start an attack because Semedo wins it back. And Sergio Roberto on the edge of the penalty area. Shoots, he'll come off a defender. That'll be a 5th corner of the game for Barca. Rafinha once again moves over to take it. The corner on the left-hand side as we look at goal. Rafinha into the 6th, headed down. There's a claim for handball. Griezmann shoots, it's blocked. If there was a handball, the VAR people will tell us in a moment, but play continues with Rafinha playing it in, overhits this one, he'll go out for a throw-in. Not sure that there was much of a claim there anyway from the Barcelona players, and it'll be a throw-in to Betis. 25 minutes gone in the Camp Nou. Well, Guardado, it may have hit his arm, but looking again, shown top of the chest. As Loren is held back there by De Jong. Play continues though. Good advantage. Canales receives. Back he'll go to Pedraza. Martin in the Betis goal. Chips it out to Pedraza. Not sure Pedraza wanted that. Was able to just keep it in, but soon under pressure and gave it away to Alba. Oh, Roberto's flick there. Griezmann wasn't really in on the game. Picked up now by the goal scorer, Fekir. Fekir gets away from Busquets, but pushing him off in the moment, so it'll be a free kick to Barcelona. Rubi not in agreement, nor is the Betis number 8. Busquets plays the free kick out to De Jong. Now Rafinha. Rafinha, ooh, and that was a good run by De Jong. It was well read by Bartra. And that will be a free kick and possibly a yellow card there for Longley, blocking a promising attack, but it was inside the Betis half. Man City have been accused of that kind of foul, haven't they, this season, or giving away free kicks before an attack can develop. Don't think Longley would have complained too much if the ref had reached into his pocket, but play continues. Barça looking to get the ball back off Betis as they move it down the far side. Emerson and Carvalho combining, but Carvalho gives it straight to Semedo, and Piqué will play the ball back to his keeper. Iñaki Peña, the reserve keeper, because Neto also out injured for Barcelona. So 2 teams here have been affected. Of course, Joel sent off against Valladolid last weekend, and their main forward, Borja, is also out, but he's out through injury, which was a real blow to the Betis fans. They were trying to get him out of Espanyol all summer. When they finally did, first game off injured. Back to the action. It's Barca on the ball now with Longley. To Alba, forward to De Jong. Good turn there by De Jong. Slipped when he tried to get away from Emerson. Emerson not taking any chances. Throw in to Barcelona. The ball with Jordi Alba. Out to De Jong. Back into Alba. Griezmann just beaten to the ball. Picked up by Loren. It's very tight in there, and Busquets has given the ball. Plays it to Griezmann. Sliding challenge, and the ball cleared by Carvalho, only as far as Busquets. Busquets tidily back to Longley, hence the applause, and now Alba. Roberto giving the ball to Busquets. Out to Semedo. And now De Jong on the edge of the penalty area. Good run here. Had the ball gone out? I think it might have already gone out. We had a good angle on that one. I'm pretty sure that the ball was out of play. So it'll be a goal kick. Carlos Perez. Ooh, very tight. That could have been a corner there. I think Carlos Perez did enough to play the ball off Guardado. Guardado's now going down injured. The Betis captain provoking the whistling from the home fans. Coming up to the half-hour mark in the Camp Nou. It'll be, after all that, a goal kick. And that ball will go straight to the header of Piqué. Headed back by Bartra, a little bit of head tennis, then ends up with the ball with Fekir. Fekir goes down under double challenge of Busquets and Longley, so it'll be a Betis free kick just outside the centre circle, but in the Barcelona half. Half hour gone. It's still Barcelona 0, Betis 1. A game in which Barcelona have dominated in terms of possession, but not so much as to really trouble Dani Martin. Betis have had one attack, one attempt on goal, and one goal. As Barca bring it through the middle now. Roberto, good play by Sergio Roberto. A lot of movement from the Barcelona midfielders. Carlos Perez has now switched to the left. It's Rafinha on the right, supported by Semedo. And it goes to Roberto. And Piqué. Out to De Jong. And Leo play it back to Gerard Piqué. Now brings in Nelson Semedo. Rafinha. Back to Semedo. Forward to Griezmann. Sidney lunges in, clears the ball. Betis give it away though. Longley. Barca dispossessed, but it's a little bit scrappy in there. Eventually the ball goes out to Carlos Perez. Still Perez tries the shot. It's blocked by Guardado. Now a ball for Laurent to chase. Piqué, oh, he's going to be in danger there. If that is a free kick, it'll be a yellow. Not a red, because he's not the last man. There was cover on the inside. Piqué's not in agreement. Well, Piqué came across Laurent. That's one of those challenges. It's a free kick and a yellow card. And I think a lot of the fans over on the far side saw the angle and not complaining too loudly. Piqué just having a word with Gonzalez. The yellow card will stand, of course. Minute 32 of the first half. And Betis have a free kick some distance out. It's not really a distance you would shoot from, but certainly a line of players on the edge of the Barcelona penalty area. Canales, Fekir. Fekir does shoot, and Ter Stegen gets down well. Not too complicated in the end. Might have caught a lesser keeper off guard. De Jong. To Perez. Perez back to Longley. To Busquets. Busquets forward to Griezmann. And Semedo. Rafinha. 1-2 with Roberto. Roberto back to Rafinha. Rafinha slipped over. As Emerson plays it forward. If he didn't, we'll be told Fekir is taken out, and it'll be a free kick on the far side. Just looking for the replay there, but certainly the referee is in communication with the VAR man. Let's have another look. There was not any contact. So play continues with Sidney out to Pedraza. Now Sidney being asked to switch play. Canales brings it down. He's got the overlap from Emerson on the right. Fekir wants it down the middle. Canales still going forward, plays it out to the left. And Christian Tello, haven't seen too much of him. He's on the ball now, but unable to get anywhere. Carvalho will play it out to Emerson. And Betis have got plenty of players in the box, and the cross comes over, and it wasn't far off. And That could have been just a second attack, a second goal, but it's instead Barcelona driving forward now with Rafinha out to Griezmann. Ball by Griezmann, cut out by Bartra, but Antoine Griezmann wins the ball back. This time though the pass comes off the leg of Bartra and the momentum's lost, but it's being built up again here by De Jong. De Jong driving into the penalty area, unable to get around Emerson, but the ball goes back to Alba. Busquets to De Jong. Plenty of Barca players in the box, but there's plenty of green and white shirts as well. Piqué joining the attack. Out to Semedo. Semedo plays it in towards Griezmann. They just clear it. Piqué is there to win the ball back for FCB. Now Alba. Perez combining with Alba into Busquets. Drops the ball back for Gerard Piqué. Barca with Perez drilling it in. Bartra clears it and then heads the way. The ball only as far as Alba. Alba's ball to Roberto. Roberto forward to Rafinha. Now Semedo. Semedo unable to get around Pedraza, but picks up the loose ball. Plays it off Pedraza. It'll be a throw-in on this near side. Barca obviously looking to equalise before the half-time whistle. Still got 9 minutes or so. Carvalho out to Canales. Alba clears the ball out. Ter Stegen races over to prevent the throw. Hence the applause for the German keeper as he plays the ball forward to Piqué. Long lay. Arturo Vidal warming up. Alongside him on the bench, Peña, the reserve keeper, Rakitic, Umtiti, Junior, Artur, and Ansu Fati. Just 16 years of age. Will he make his debut this evening? Rafinha plays it into Busquets. Good run by Alba. Alba's broken the lines. Rafinha! Oh! Corner! Corner, that was goal bound. And it came off Sydney and hands in heads there. Rafinha thought he had got the equaliser. It's a great run through by Alba, not offside. Cuts it back. Rafinha did everything right. Sydney just put a foot out. And somehow, well, it came off his knee. But it's a corner to Barcelona. There's 6 of the first half. Ball headed away by Sydney. Barca have it in midfield with Semedo. Roberto out to Perez. Perez back on the right. Rafinha on the left. Perez taking on Canales. Plays it against Canales. They're looking for a penalty. Don't think they're going to get one, but as we know, the incident will be being looked at now. Piqué's moving over. The referee communicating with Martinez Munuera. Handball rules are quite clear, although it depends what colour shirt you're wearing. You can see incidents differently with VAR or without it, but handball, your hand has to be outside your normal silhouette, as they say, in a strange position. We can have another look at that in a moment. It's Perez on the ball for Barca. Back to Semedo. Perez. Perez. Unable to get around Pedraza. He's done well, Pedraza. Oh, Busquets has done well to win the ball. Gives it to Perez. Perez plays it back to Griezmann. Now Semedo. Semedo just crowded out by a triangle of green and white shirts, though. And now Canales will try and play it forward. Busquets gets in the way, though. Comes off Busquets for Perez. Perez ball cut out by Fekir. Goes down. Ball recovered. It's all very scrappy there in the middle, and William Carvalho gets it away. Fekir goes down. It'll be a free kick. And that's enough for the Barca fans to show their disapproval of Martinez Munuera. Well, Fekir is holding his right ankle, and last thing Ruby needs is any more injuries. Well, Busquets and Rafinha both go in for the ball with Fekir. It's the Betis number 8 who's come off injured. Certainly looked as if Busquets was going for the ball. The end result though, free kick to Betis, 40 minutes gone. It's Barcelona 0, Betis 1. Betis in the lead, but Barca pressing for an equaliser. This free kick will eventually be taken by Dani Martin towards Canales. Canales has Alba tight on him, plays it in. Alba heads it away, supported by Rafinha. Rafinha brought down by Emerson, so it'll be a free kick to Barca. And Lay to Ter Stegen. Barca with Perez on the right. Inside, Roberto's ball to Griezmann. Griezmann scores! Griezmann has got his first league goal for Barcelona, and at a crucial moment, just as the frustration was building up in the Camp Nou. Smiles from Leo Messi and Suarez in the stand, accompanied of course by their children. Griezmann just stretching out for that one, and so Barca get the goal they deserve. Perez again involved. Griezmann definitely not offside, and a good finish. Martin got a touch to it, but not enough to prevent Barcelona's equaliser. And that will be a big moment for Antoine Griezmann. His first goal in official competition, and at home in front of the Barca fans. Offside against Loren at the other end. Level 42 on the clock. It's Barcelona 1, Betis 1. And Lay to Alba. Forward now to De Jong. Drop it in for Rafinha. Good moment to score, of course. Changes the whole half-time chat, doesn't it? And the way the players are feeling, heads will be up instead of down, and down instead of up in the other changing room. As Griezmann, with a very neat ball out to the right, spins it out to Perez. Perez plays it in. Rafinha's almost there, and it's gone out for a corner or a goal kick. Well, the linesman, to the surprise of everyone, signalling a corner there. I don't think anyone saw there may have been a touch of Pedraza, and Rafinha didn't actually get to it, so yes, well spotted by the linesman. Corner played short to Griezmann. Rafinha drilled in, and he'll come off for another corner. So the pressure on Betis, they'll be glad to hear the half-time whistle now. Rafinha with the corner on the left. Meanwhile, Longley has gone down. There must be something there. You're not going to be wasting time when you're going into the last 2 minutes of the first half where you're very much on top. Rafinha swings it in. Busquets heads it back in. And Martin unable to clear the ball tidily, but they do. And it's picked up by Sergio Roberto. Semedo to Alba. Piqué reluctantly trots back to his centre-half position as Roberto plays it out to Carlos Perez. Griezmann into Busquets. Back out to the French forward, who lifts the ball in, and De Jong unable to get there, but it was a lovely, tempting, tantalising cross into the area, just over the head of everyone, as Martin rolls the ball out to Marc Bartra. Looking for Canales, beaten to it by Alba. Now Perez. Perez inside the penalty area, plays it into the far post. Sidney somehow hooks the ball away as far as Fekir. To Tello. Tello's ball was a good one to beat Piqué, but not Busquets. Roberto finds Longley. We're into the minute, added on to the 45. The ball into the area. Not a good one, but some fine running down the left-hand side from Alba, and he'll be excused the poor cross on this occasion. The ball rolls out to Pedraza. Oh, and they've given it away. Can Barça go into the lead for the first time? Griezmann robbed of the ball by Sidney. And there is the half-time whistle. Or not. I think the ball has burst. Just seconds to go before the whistle is blown, with 15 seconds to go, and we've got a burst ball. And there indeed is the whistle for the end of the first half. Well, we've had a very entertaining 46 minutes in the Camp Nou. Betis surprising everybody by taking the lead through Loren, but Barca's persistence finally paid off, and they got a deserved equaliser just minutes before half-time. Griezmann striking. We have a half-time scoreline then of Barcelona 1, Betis 1. Hope you're enjoying it. We certainly are. We'll be back with you for the second half, and that's all for now, folks. Welcome back to the second half here in the Camp Nou. The two teams still in the tunnels, but it's a very entertaining first half. 79,000 people here. That's a really good turnout for a Saturday in August, when people are still at the beach. As I said at the start of the game, we tend to spend this month lying on the sand. But there are 79,000 people who have decided to come along here this evening, me as well. I'm not included in that number, I don't think. Anyway, as I said, the two teams still there. Interesting first half. Barcelona totally dominated, not really troubling Danny Martin too much. There was a knee of Sidney that prevented Barcelona from scoring, but that apart, Martin hasn't really been forced into action, and it looked to be that Betis would go in at half-time smiling, but after Fekir opened the scoring after 15 minutes, it was Griezmann on the end of a very fine pass indeed from Sergio Roberto, who equalised minute 41. And then if anything was going to happen, if there was going to be another goal, it would have been surely a red and blue one, as the French players there in the players' tunnel exchanging niceties before coming out to be led, no doubt, by Gonzalez. Gonzalez will be whistled. There are a few claims in the last stages of the first half that went unattended by the referee in trio or quartet. So I dare say there might be the odd whistle as he comes out. Barça are the first team to reappear. The green and whites of Betis are also there now, so it'll be Barça attacking the goal to our left. Betis, the goal to our right. Only two teams are unbeaten after 2 weeks. This is the last game of week 2, so Atletico Madrid and Sevilla are the only ones with the full 6 points. Simeone, I'm sure, will be happy with 2 1-0 victories. Yeah, you always want to win by more, but Simeone, that's kind of his trademark, isn't it? You get the goal and then you make sure the other team don't. And when you've got a goalkeeper with the quality of Oblak and the defenders they've had. That said, Atletico Madrid have really had to remodel after the summer transfer market. Betis themselves had to loan Lo Celso out to Tottenham, and of course Sol Jr., who's on the beach on the bench. I've got the beach on my mind, haven't I? On the bench for Barcelona this evening. On the bench for Betis, Rebollo, Javi Garcia, Juanmi, Diego Lainez, Joaquin, the wonderful Joaquin, Kraptum and Mandy. Just to remind you, on the bench for Barcelona, Peña's the reserve keeper, Rakitic, Arturo Vidal, Umtiti Jr., as I mentioned just now, and Ansu Fati. We are underway as Barca in possession, playing the ball down the left. Rafinha combining with Griezmann. There's an offside flag, though. So it'll be a green and white ball. Barca maintaining the 11 that started the game. Ter Stegen in goal, a back four of Semedo, Piqué, Longley and Alba. In midfield, Roberto, Busquets and De Jong. And up front, Carlos Perez and Rafinha join in Griezmann. Good game from the two wide players as well. For Betis, Dani Martin in goal. Back four of Pedraza, Sidney, Bartra and Emerson. In midfield, Canales, Carvalho and Guardado. And up front, Fekir, Tello and Loren Moron. It's Betis losing possession on this near side. Good work by Rafinha. Rafinha plays it into the middle. The ball laid off for Griezmann. This could be a chance. Oh, and not in the end, because Perez unable to control it. But some good work to get the ball out to him. As we said, Griezmann down the middle. Perez, Rafinha switching roles, but mainly Rafinha on the left, Perez on the right. It'll be a goal kick to be taken by Martin. That'll go straight out of play. Canales given no chance of getting them. Alba gives the ball to Rafinha. Back to Alba. Now Longley to give Ter Stegen the first touch of the second half. He plays it out to Piqué. Now Semedo. Combining with Perez. Drops it off. Sergio Roberto. Back to Piqué. Good ball to Alba, who's in space. Then Rafinha. Griezmann. Back to Alba. Now De Jong. Lovely turn from De Jong. He gets the ball back from Jordi Alba. De Jong into Griezmann. Just a little foot in there, he loses it. Fekir looks to come away with the ball. Brought down by Griezmann. It'll be a free kick. Fekir once again unhappy with the challenge. Just the one yellow card in the first half. That was for Gerard Piqué. 3 minutes on the clock. The second half started out a little more gently than the first. Sidney. Pedraza playing him forward to Carvalho. He loses out to Busquets. Semedo back to Piqué. Now Alba. Rafinha. Into the middle to Busquets. Now Roberto playing out to Carlos Perez. Perez looking for the return ball. Just overhit that one a little bit still. Applause for Perez. He's done some good work, mainly down the right wing. Sometimes that short goal kick, it's not really working out for the defending team. They're being closed down quickly, we're seeing. Hold on a minute, Sergio Roberto to Griezmann. Griezmann on the edge of the area, shoots, oh what a goal! What a tremendous goal from Antoine Griezmann! No chance for Martin with just 4 minutes into the second half. And everything was just a little bit sleepy as Griezmann picks the ball up on the edge of the area. Of course, Messi and Suarez being picked out by the cameras, but a goal out of nowhere. And that's 2 in 10 minutes, just before half-time, just after half-time. And Griezmann celebrating. And what a way to mark your league debut in the Camp Nou. Tremendous finish by Griezmann, being applauded still. And with 5 minutes gone, a more familiar scoreline of Barça 2, Betis 1. Don't forget, of course, Betis were the last team to win here last season in a exciting 4-3 victory for the Andalusians. But Barça, good for their lead in this game. Sidney back to Martin. Once again, crowd being led by the fans behind the goal to her left. As Betis look to work it through the middle. Busquets recovers though. Plays it back to Piqué. Now Longley. Down the left to Rafinha. Griezmann really has been a pivotal player. Now Rafinha on a dribble. Out it goes. Sergio Roberto is waiting in the middle. The shot by Perez is blocked for a corner. First corner of the second half. You just feel another goal from Barcelona would settle this. It's only 6 minutes into the second. Semedo lifts it into the box. Piqué not going for it. Would have been offside, so Martin collects untroubled. Gives it to Sidney, but Sidney quickly closed down. And Bartra chips it over to Canales. Canales doubled up on De Jong and Alba. Alba plays it back to Piqué. Piqué forward to Busquets. Busquets pings it out to the left. Griezmann and Rafinha combining the ball back with Alba. Rafinha to Alba. Alba to Piqué via Longley. Now Semedo. Carlos Perez. Oh, just cut out in midfield. Rafinha, though, almost wins it back. Canales drops the ball off now for Bartra. Bartra to Sidney. We'll play back to Martin. Martin just on the edge of the D. He's not really sure where he's going. Gives it to Pedraza. Back to Sidney. And Bartra. And the ball not controlled by Guardado. Barca give it back to the visitors. Now out to the left. Ball forward for Fekir to chase. He's got Piqué on him. Turns away from him. Drills it into Lauren. Griezmann helping out the back. And a fine challenge by Alba. As Alba gets the ball off to Rafinha. And now Barca moving forward. Betis short at the back. Shot comes into the side netting. There's a lot of confidence running through the youngsters in this team. This time it was Carlos Perez with a fine shot. Hit it hard and low, but into the side netting. Wasn't that far wide? Nine minutes into the second half, it's Barcelona 2, Betis 1. Piqué into Busquets. De Jong. Outside him is Rafinha. Gives it to Rafinha. The angle wasn't so good though. Emerson Looking to get the ball back, can't do so. Barca on the attack again with De Jong. Griezmann, good game from Griezmann, not just the goals. He's really led the team. As Rafinha tried to trick his way into the area, the ball cleared, but it'll be a Barca throw. I would imagine Ruby will be thinking of subbing. Maybe to shake things up, and also it's, as we said, very hot and humid, and Betis have covered a lot of ground because they've been made to. And then on the back foot again, as Perez's ball just cut away, but excellent work from Carlos Perez. Now Semedo has it. Can Semedo set the shot up? Perez gets it onto his left, shoot, goal by Perez! Semedo combining with Carlos Perez, and he has capped an excellent game with the third goal for Barcelona. Well, he would have been happy anyway, but now he'll be ecstatic. Went close just moments again, the cameras picking out Suarez and Messi, they're smiling away. But Carlos Perez has justified his selection this evening. Basically, he was telling Semedo, give me the ball, stepped around one opponent, and a left-footed shot, Martin, unsighted. And Barca very much deserving this 3-1 lead. Very difficult to see Betis finding a way back here. Well, the applause ringing around the stadium. And I know Betis scored 4 here last season, but tonight they've only had one shot on goal. Okay, it went in the net. Rafinha drawing the applause there. Now De Jong on the ball. Back to Longley. Then Piqué. Combining with Longley again. And we're so much closer to a fall for Barca than we are to a reply from Betis. The Camp Nou is not a stadium that it's easy to come back from 2 goals down. Longley. Alba inside for De Jong. De Jong will be enjoying this. This is the kind of evening he signed up for. Now Semedo. Now to Perez. Perez back to Semedo. Semedo bursts into the area and tries the shot and gets a little deflection there. It'll be another corner. More pressure on the Betis goal. Lovely atmosphere in the Camp Nou. Perez plays the corner in, headed away from 6 by Emerson, picked up by Rafinha, this time unable to get away from his man, who goes down, so it'll be a free kick in favour of the Andalusians. So the initial shock of Betis taking the lead has been forgotten. It's party time in the Camp Nou. Martin under pressure here. Almost caught out by Griezmann, of course, who's on an hat-trick. Ball forward to Fekir. Well won by Piqué. Piqué plays it back to Semedo. Into Roberto Perez. Semedo and Sergio Roberto. Roberto brought down by a frustrated Fekir, free kick. Ball back to Piqué. Piqué to fellow centre-half, Longley. Longley out to Jordi Alba. Busquets beaten to the ball. But Betis just giving it straight back to Sergio Roberto. Roberto De Jong. And Rafinha. Into Griezmann. Little nutmeg from Griezmann. Another player behind though. Busquets wins it back. Alba's inside the area. Shoots Alba! Alba makes it 4. And Barcelona running riot here. Barça surely with their first victory of the season, and Betis are certainly groggy. Betis not moving the ball out, not being allowed to. There's no offside. It'll be looked at, but Alba with a fine finish into the penalty area, just slipped it past Martin. So 15 minutes gone in the second half. It's 4-1 to Barcelona as Rubi will make a double substitution. Captain coming on for Guardado. And there's a round of applause there for Teo going off, and also for Joaquin, one of the most popular players in Spanish football. He'll come on the left-hand side of the attack. I'm not sure what he can do, though, as Sergio Roberto wins the ball in midfield. Captain immediately giving it away, and Barca prowling again with De Jong. Into Busquets, back to Alba. Alba, long lay. Now Roberto. Rafinha. Betis recover the ball in midfield and then almost give it away immediately. Emerson, though, brings it up to the halfway line. Alba gets out for a throw-in. Well, it's only the start of the season, but I don't think either manager has to worry too much about minutes and fatigue, because both teams just got one more game before we have an international break, our first of the season. Betis will play Leganés, and Barcelona will travel to Pamplona next Saturday to play Osasuna. Back to the action. It's Longley on the ball. Inside for Piqué. Semedo. Forward towards Roberto, cut up by Captum. Busquets recovers in midfield, now Rafinha. Rafinha has had a wonderful game, gives the ball to Semedo. Back to Rafinha. Spins the ball into the centre to Longley. Longley Alba. Now Griezmann. Alba. Back to Longley. Piqué. Semedo. Doesn't see it clear, so plays it back to Busquets. Busquets to Longley. Space here now for Jordi Alba. Alba to Rafinha. Busquets will drop the ball off for Longley. Longley with a Piqué style pass. Doesn't quite work out. Pedraza gets there ahead of Perez, but Barca pick it up in midfield. Roberto to Griezmann, back to the midfielder. Now Busquets up to Griezmann. Dropping off for Sergio Roberto. Really has been a solid performance by all of the Barca 11, as Griezmann almost sneaks into the penalty area. The ball comes out, though, and brought away by Lauren. Little foot in by Longley, and Piqué tidies up by playing it back to Ter Stegen. Ter Stegen, rare error there, gives away to Canales. Now Emerson. Emerson taking on Alba. Rafinha comes up, little push in the back. It'll be a green and white free kick. Chance not only to play the ball into the box, but to just take a little breather. It's been a good second half performance, even better than the first from Barcelona. Because in the first they enjoyed a lot of possession, but didn't really test the keeper. They've done that in the second half and taken a 3-goal lead. Joaquin plays the ball into the box. It's not clear. Fekir back to Canales, out to Joaquin. Joaquin combining with Canales, the ball into the far post and cleared by Semedo. Loren was just behind him as Bartra gets ahead to it, but only at the cost of a throw-in. 20 minutes into the second half, Barcelona getting the goals their first half domination merited, and there could be more as Barca break forward again with Rafinha, Griezmann. Oh, and Griezmann and Roberto not on the same page there as Longley risks a yellow card. Second time he's prevented the start of a promising attack, bringing down Loren. Fekir plays it short to Canales. Outside Canales is Emerson. Emerson plays the ball off for throw-in. Vidal, the only Barca substitute, warming up. Pedraza inside for Captum. Caballo. Back inside for Captum. Out to Pedraza. Taking on Semedo. He's not going to win that race. And he's not going to have the ball either. Semedo to Piqué. Headed down by Alba to Longley. Back to Jordi Alba. Alba with Rafinha. Inside for Sergio Busquets. Now out to the right, Carlos Perez. Well, there's one or two players there. You'd think Valverde might be thinking, I'll take him off 5-10 minutes before the end, just for the applause. As De Jong loses the ball, tries to get it back, concedes a free kick. Junior warming up as well. Will he get the chance to play against the team he was signed from in the summer? As I said, Valverde might, given the circumstances, want to give a player an ovation. Rafinha or Perez might come off, not because they've been playing badly, but quite the opposite. And the youngster, just 16 years of age, Ansu Fati, is also warming up, which makes me think that Valverde wants to make him the second youngest player ever to play for Barca. Free kick. Busquets plays it forward, gets the ball back from Sergio Roberto. Piqué will give it to Ter Stegen. And to Semedo. Well, Barca not won a league game without neither Messi nor Suarez, but I think that stat is about to become obsolete this evening as Emerson knocks over Rafinha, who's had a very good game indeed. And Rafinha chips the ball into Piqué. Halfway through the second half. It's Barcelona 4, Betis 1. Piqué swings it out to Alba. And Griezmann. Rafinha goes down under the challenge. Bartra, play continues. Bartra playing him forward to Loren. Loren's ball, though, will come off for a throw-in on the near side. Emerson to take. Bartra taking no chances there, closed down by Griezmann. Gives it to the keeper, Dani Martin. Sidney down the middle. Joaquin dropping the ball off, but Canales loses it. Perez has picked it up. Perez, still Perez, and maybe a little bit over-ambitious there, but you can't blame him. He's been very successful when he's run at the defence this evening. Hakim withstands the challenger Busquets. Busquets goes down in the centre circle. Betis move the ball forward to Fekir, who looks to shoot. The ball coming off Piqué. Busquets gets to his feet. Longley plays it out because Busquets has gone down again. Ball not quite gone out, so Sergio Busquets will be seen to because the referee Gonzalez has halted play. 25 minutes gone. Barcelona really have produced not just the 4 goals, but some very exciting interplay this evening. Some good football. It's been a very entertaining game, and still, I think there's more goals to come. And possibly they'll be in the net of the goal to our left. Defended by Danny Martin. Because Ter Stegen has not, it's not just that he hasn't made a save, not really. Nothing that he'll be writing home to his mum and dad about anyway. Back to the action, it's Bartra on the ball for Betis, out it goes to Emerson. Emerson laying off for Sydney. Now William Cavallo. Ball comes back to him off Roberto. Captum. Into Cavallo. Now Sydney. Into the middle, Captoon. Plays it straight to Jordi Alba. Alba heads it back to Longley. Emerson comes in, wins the ball off Alba. Gets it back from Canales. Oh, dear me. Difficult to describe that. I guess it was a cross or a shot that was wayward, but either way, goes out for a goal kick. The Ter Stegen will have to take again because there'll be a substitution. Busquets. Not sure whether that was a substitution Valverde had in mind, but with Busquets taking a little knock in the centre circle just moments ago, he's given the armband, the captain's armband, to Piqué. And Buzzy is the chant ringing round the stadium. So Vidal comes on. De Jong moves into the Busquets position. So midfield trio now of De Jong in the middle, Roberto and Vidal either side of him. Vidal on the left primarily and Roberto on the right. Ball forward to Carlos Perez. Perez just pushed over by a frustrated Pedraza. It'll be a free kick. Played into Vidal. Drops it off in midfield. Roberto plays it out to Alba. Alba has Rafinha, but he uses Griezmann. Griezmann looking to flick it on there for Vidal. But it falls to Martin. Martin plays it out now for Sydney. Well, Barca did lose last week, and there was talk of 2008, 2009, where, of course, a defeat away to Numancia was followed by a draw at home to Racing Santander, but don't think that's going to happen. He says that as Barca give the ball away. Now Loren, unable to get around Piqué. Piqué wins it back for Barcelona. Semedo bringing it forward on the right. Dropping off now for Perez. Perez unable to keep it in. It was just overhit there by the Portuguese fullback. As Rubi will make his third and final substitution. On comes the Mexican Diego Lainez for Canales. So coming up to the last quarter of an hour, we may see another 2 substitutions, I would imagine, from Valverde. Always, you think 3 goals up 15 minutes ago, it kind of is the moment, isn't it, where you give the younger players some minutes. As Rafinha brought down by Emerson, it'll be free kick on the near touchline. Valverde just having a little word with Longley. Minor correction, minor tweak. It's Longley on the ball, inside to Piqué. Semedo. Oh, lovely 1-2 there with Roberto. Now Griezmann looking to get on the end of this. Can he keep it in? He can, but Bartra was behind him. And Betis playing the ball up to the halfway line. A real battle there between Joaquin and Piqué. One that Betis come away with the ball. And Lainez unable to keep it in though. So it'll be a goal kick. Well, another debut in an official match of the Camp Nou for summer signing Junior, who's about to come on. As Griezmann plays it to the box, and Vidal! 5-1 to Barcelona. Vidal, who's been on the pitch just 3 minutes or so. And it was a well-worked goal between Griezmann. The entertainment continues in the Camp Nou. Well, Barca have averaged 3.5 goals in their last 6 games with Betis. They've gone over that this evening. Griezmann's pass, first time to Vidal, and what a finish. Tremendous finish. I was talking in the press during the week of Vidal playing as a forward. Well, he certainly scored like a centre forward there. Well, it's not Junior who's coming on, it's Ansu Fati coming on for Carlos Perez, just 16 years of age. Not the youngest, but he is the second youngest Barcelona player to play in the league for them. And what a way to make your debut. I was saying moments ago, 3 goals up 15 minutes ago. It's even better now. 4 goals up with 13 minutes to go. And Betis who really... You say that, well, I was going to say they haven't got into the game. Of course, they did take the lead after 15 minutes, so there was that period between minute 15 and minute 41 where your Betis fan up in the stand and you're thinking, well, history's going to be made again. Second successive league win at the Camp Nou, but Barca were always threatening in the first half, and that threat has turned into a reality in the second half with 4 second half goals from Griezmann, Carlos Perez, Jordi Alba and Vidal. Not your usual names on the score sheet there, are they? So what can we see from the youth team player Ansu Fati, who's actually on the point of going to Sevilla in the early days. He was playing his football down there. Oh, what a goal by Lauren. Well, it was a really well struck goal. It's a consolation, but we're just getting the goals flooding in now. He's not celebrating much. Piqué played it out. A little mix-up in the Barca ranks there, and a murmur of appreciation from even the Barcelona fans there, how sweetly Lauren struck. That's 2 goals for him. Now he scored against Valladolid last weekend. That was a goal in vain as well, as they fell 2-1. Although that was always going to be tricky once their goalkeeper was sent off. Now Barcelona back in possession with Alba. So Rafinha. Alba again, and Junior is going to come on. remarkable evening for so many of the Barca youngsters. As Fati wins the ball back, but unfortunately the whistle goes, so it'll be a free kick. Now Fekir. Ball headed away by Semedo, it'll be picked up by Piqué. Vidal. Forward to Rafinha. Rafinha brought down. Fekir on the first free kick he's given away. The Betis goal scorer a little bit frustrated. And as I suspected, I did have a feeling both Perez and Rafinha would come off so they could get the ovation from the Barca fans. Rafinha responding there. So Rafinha gets the applause and Junior will get a warm welcome as well. Oh. Junior's come on a right back and left back rather, and Alba's pushed forward initially. Interesting combination there. As Barca threaten a sixth on the edge of the area. Fati's going to try and work a shot out, gives it to Vidal. Will it come back to him? Junior combining with Vidal. The 16-year-old's hovering around the edge of the tee there. Really wants the ball. And now gets it. Plays out to Semedo. Fati. Inside to De Jong. Semedo. Semedo to Roberto. Back to Semedo. Semedo into the hands of Martin. Looking for Griezmann. That was close to Griezmann. As the keeper gratefully collects and rolls it out to Sydney. Hakim back to the ex-Espanyol centre-half, who flings it out to Emerson. Little foot in there. Junior. And a little bit too keen to get on the end of that ball. There'll be a free kick to the green and whites. Well, both teams have made their substitutions. There'll be an offside flag against Loren. So we should have 8 minutes to go, plus 3 added on. Plenty of time for Barca to get another 1 or 2. Piqué. Roberto to Semedo. Ansu Fati. Back to Semedo. Who's closed down, but almost wins it back. Now Fekir. And the ball into the box, but that's an easy one. Ter Stegen. The ball in, and Barca pick up again. Ball out towards Alba. Cut out by Emerson. Bartra. Back to his keeper, Danny Martin. He's not really been at fault with the goals. Not clearly, anyway. Just Barca have been very efficient now as Griezmann is offside. Just on the edge of the area. So Barca move up to 3 points now. As I said, only 2 teams have won both games to start the season. As Fekir and Vidal have a little bit of a exchange in the middle there. Free kick, taking the ball with Ansu Fati. Plays it back to Semedo. So the attacking end of the field, it's Griezmann down the middle, Jordi Alba to the left, and Ansu Fati to the right. And 5-2 is the scoreline as Longley plays it out to Fati. He's going to go for goal, isn't he? Drills it in. Oh, just wide. Well, not only have the youngsters played well this evening, but there's a lot of confidence in just the few minutes that Ansu Fati's been on the pitch. And that is a similar story to the, well, veteran almost now, Carlos Perez and Rafinha in comparison. Ansu Fati will be 17 in October. As I said, in his formative years, he was in Sevilla, not the club or in the area, and they were keen to pick him up, but Barça got in there first. Sydney. And to Fekir. Cavallo. Betis lose the ball on the edge of the area. Jordi Alba plays it in and it comes off Junior. It'll be a throw in to Betis just on the halfway line. Cavallo feeds Sydney out to Pedraza. For to Lauren. Lauren closed down by Semedo, shakes him off. And inside it goes to Captoum. Captoum combining with Cavallo. Bartra. Bartra surely won't enjoy this visit as much as he did last season's. Linus. And the ball forced out. Off Fekir. I think even Longley thought it was a throw in the other way, but it'll be a red and blue ball. Level 42 on the scoreboard. 7 goals we've enjoyed this evening. 5 of them for Barcelona. And 5 of them in the second half. Ball with De Jong. And Junior. Back to Longley. This is Ter Stegen. Oh, and Ter Stegen almost lost it there. Calmly recovered, gave it to Junior. Now Longley hooking the ball forward. Bartra gets there ahead of Alba, but it'll be a throw-in. Ball with De Jong. De Jong 1-2s with Roberto, another player who's had an excellent game this evening. Sergio Roberto. Ansu Fati combining with Griezmann. Ball inside for Roberto. Ansu Fati's on a run. Goes down just outside the penalty area. Barca recover the ball. Griezmann. Headed away. Picked up by Griezmann. To Alba. Alba into the box. Ansu Fati almost on the end of it. Beaten by Sydney. Now Alba and Junior penalised for that challenge. And Sergio Roberto claims there should have been a free kick moments ago. Ball with Martin. As I said, Barcelona then will be back in action next Saturday. Hold on a minute, there's still time for more. Oh, and Betis really want the whistle to come. We're into the last minute of the 45 as Joaquin brings the ball forward. Out it goes to Emerson. Into the box, cleared by Semedo. Alba to Roberto. Roberto pulled back by Cavallo. That'll be a textbook yellow card. Only the second of the game. One for Piqué in the first half, Cavallo in the second. Well, I know you're supposed to add 3 minutes on, but you might want to show a little bit of compassion and make it a shorter period. We're just waiting to see how many minutes he will announce as the fourth official. Well, you have to really, as 6 substitutions. 3 minutes will be added to the 45 of the second that we really have enjoyed it. Both halves have been good. The first half because Barça, hold on a minute, as Barça go forward again, Piqué's raced into the area. Semedo and Ansu Fati plays it in. Fati to Griezmann, the shot is blocked at the near post by Martin. Fine save, it'll be a corner. Well, you know the game is decided when Piqué wants a piece of the action as well. I'm sure Valverde won't mind. Just over 2 minutes of the 3 added on to go. And Barça with Junior on the edge of the box. Vidal. Play it back to Alba. Piqué wants that ball in the box. Junior plays it across. Griezmann's shot comes off a defender. And Betis just are too tired to really think what to do when they do get the ball. Ooh, Vidal almost caught Fekir there. Instead, Betis driving forward. Long lay though with a great sliding tackle, wins it back. Now De Jong. Semedo into Griezmann. Now Vidal. Played forward to Alba. Drops off Ansu Fati. Alba is offside. And Alba with one of his, I don't quite agree with that decision, gestures. But combining well there with the 16-year-old Ansu Fati, who certainly hasn't looked out of place since coming on in the second half. We're into that last minute added on. Ruby will start thinking about the Leganés game. I think Valverde will be appreciating the pressure that's been taken off the players by this convincing victory. Both teams, with a poor start last weekend, needed a result, and although Betis will have given their fans some joy at the opening 40 minutes, really has been a game dominated by Barcelona. So we're just waiting for the referee as Piqué's on the ball. There it is, there's the final whistle. A very strong performance for Barcelona. Surprisingly went 1 goal down to Fekir, but then really came back. Griezmann with a pair, Carlos Perez, Alba and Vidal. The debut of Ansu Fati, but there were so many good points from the Barcelona point of view. Very strong game indeed. We look forward to seeing you again next Saturday when Barcelona travel to Pamplona. Final scoreline, Barça 5, Betis 2. Thanks a lot